leave my fridge, and following the theme of use up what you have, I had to just put it all on the counter because I couldn't see everything in the fridge. So I'm taking everything out, and there's still a few more items to get out of here that I just want to have as part of the assessment. Things like this, little tomatoes, a piece of bacon, impossible meat, but more carrots, ounce of hummus, and bacon bits, very little marinara, French style gherkins. There's so few in here. I think I might make a little platter. More tomatoes, more produce, red pepper, yellow pepper, Brussels sprouts. All right, that helps me assess what we have. We have plenty. This counter is covered, plenty. We got 2 stacks of things here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is come up with a couple things right on the fly. And I think I already thought of something here. We have leftover corn and leftover black beans. And I think I'm just gonna make cowboy caviar. That's where you just kind of combine these with tomatoes, some cilantro. You're basically making like a dip. We have plenty of chips. This would be good on anything. It's kind of our salsa. I have onions. I think that's what I'm going to do. Maybe throw in an avocado. So I'm gonna put this to the side. We also have some meats like this. I think I might make a mini, not a charcuterie board, but maybe a meat and cheese and vegetable platter. Here's the thing, if we put it out, it'll get eaten, right? If it's hidden in the fridge, it's not gonna happen. So that's what I'm gonna do. Now, these I'm gonna prep today. I'm gonna make shrimp fajitas. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and keep those for that. I'm gonna wash my produce. I'm going to assess all the tomatoes, more carrots. I think these would be great roasted. Or also on that veggie tray that I'm gonna put out. This is my egg drawer. I love this thing. It allows me to see all the amount of eggs I have. And I like that it's a drawer and you can stack things on top. Probably one of my favorite kitchen gadgets. Looking a lot better, more organized, and we're gonna shift over there to see what remains. So this is my whiteboard, my meal plan. This lets the family know what we're having. It reminds me what we're making. So I try to every week put what we're gonna eat for the week. My kids like to send me a little message. Is that not cute? My daughter wrote that, Mom rocks. That's very sweet. Okay, and then just these items I have that I gotta be thinking about that are in the freezer. All right, we got a lot going on, so my goal right now is just to hurry up. Spent a lot of time trying to think about what to do with everything. What really helped was to get all the ingredients out of the fridge, really look at everything as a whole, and it really then came to life. So we'll do that again in the future. Green onions, yes. Red onions, yes. Let's get some of these red onions cut up. Oh, actually, before I cut red onions, and my husband doesn't like a lot of raw onions, so let's not do too many of that. But before I do that, I want to do tomatoes because I don't want my board to smell like onions and get everything oniony. So let's do should we do our wet ingredients? Actually, let's do our avocado. This almost reminds me of guacamole, right? That's what this kind of reminds me of because you're putting a lot of the same ingredients. The tomatoes, red onion, but you're just adding black beans and such. Just kind of getting everything ready, and then I'm gonna dump it all in the bowl. Okay, now it looks like I'm ready for tomatoes. Why am I hurrying? I'm hurrying because my husband and my son are both out of the house right now. So that means I can record easier without background noise and without them eating before I've finished. Coming in and asking what's there to eat. Using up the Roma tomato, I don't think it matters what tomatoes you put in here. You can do the grape tomatoes, just anything will do. Here, let's start with our corn. That's our leftover corn. Oh, you know what we're gonna need is that jalapeno. Our black beans, we're adding that in now. Okay. That's what happens when I rush. It's like everything starts going everywhere. Faster, it's worth it. Green onions. Bada boom, emptying dishes, getting rid of things. I love it. Okay. I don't want to put my avocados in yet because they will get all soft and make it mushy. So I probably won't add those. And I might even not add them till the very end. Okay, and that is that. Let's get our cilantro in here. Put some avocado left here. Don't forget that. So this, and this will go back. Lemon juice in here. And then we'll add our seasonings. And then for our vinegar and our oil, I know this isn't what they use. I know they usually use just like red wine vinegar and some olive oil, but I'm just gonna get rid of this. I'm just gonna use this. It's basically the same thing. I'm adding a little lemon juice for brightness. Since I already have this out, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other lemon. I'm gonna do all my lemon juice. I love this thing. I know people have the press, and that's if you're like putting it in the meal right away and you just want to get that in there. I like this so much better. Because one, it keeps the lemon juice. So let's say I only need like, you know, a tablespoon of lemon juice. Well, I can measure that. When you do it with the paddle thing and the press, you can't control how much you're putting in. So that's why I really like this. You can see, where am I going? You can see it's filled up, has a little spout, and that's what I'm gonna show you right now. So that's about all I want for now. We'll taste it, of course. Put cumin in this. Okay, cumin. I'll go ahead and do some garlic salt. Garlic's another thing you could put in here. Some roasted garlic. I might, if I can find it. I might do a pinch of chili powder. That's about it. I don't want it overpowering. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to add just a little. I don't want it to get mushy. I really was going to try to use up this whole thing, but I don't see that happening. It's okay. Lime juice would be excellent in this as well. These avocados aren't overly ripe. They're just right. So, like that, so it doesn't go brown. So I got that lemon juice roasting on it. That yellow, that red, there we go. Looking really good and tasty. So we'll put that to the side. Okay, next up is fajitas. And what I'm gonna just do is, I already washed these. I'm just gonna go ahead and prep them. Together here. I'm also cooking up that impossible meat that's on the pan, in the pan right now. So not quite enough. So we made our own. Look at that. Doesn't that look great? So I'm just going to combine it with this one. Fantastic. Yeah, ours is so much better. You control all the ingredients yourself. It's great. All right. Snack tray. Carrots, celery, some sausage, a little baby bell, and some hummus. Perfect for snacking. I'll leave that out. I'm gonna make a salad. I'm gonna make a lentil salad. I've been wanting to make a lentil salad for a while. It's gonna have cucumbers, obviously lentils. These are pickled red onions to use up. Some other ingredients I'm gonna grab, we're gonna put it together. Cucumbers, fresh from the garden. I'm just gonna dice them up. Okay, I took the can of lentils, drained, rinsed them, put them in our bowl. Let's add our cucumbers and let's get our tomato. I have some pickled red onions left. We'll just throw those. Actually, let's just give it a quick chop. Put those in here for a little tang. All right. And some just raw red onions. Okay, I just got this little fresh bunch of parsley out of my herb garden. Just gonna chop that up finely here. So let's get that here. All right, now we're gonna make the dressing. And the dressing calls for 3 tablespoons of olive oil. I have avocado oil, so let's see, 1, 2, 3. And then it calls for 3 tablespoons of tahini, which is exactly why I wanted to make this, is because tahini is what you use in hummus. It is ground sesame seeds, and I wanted to use it up and just use it for other things besides just hummus, just to get that flavor. So this called for 3 tablespoons. So if we want to be exact on this, I guess, 3 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3. All right, juice from 1 lemon, and you already remember see, that's another reason why I do that. So juice from a lemon, it's about enough of there. And then 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. No, it says white. Oh, white wine vinegar. Whoops, hang on, I was getting red. Hang on. Don't you ever worry, we usually have every vinegar. White wine vinegar, rice wine vinegar, apple cider vinegar, we have all the vinegars. We are a vinegar family. Was that 2? Okay, that was 2. Remember that garlic, I am not going to use fresh garlic. I feel like it'll be too strong. I'm gonna use just my minced garlic. And then a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. That's pretty much a teaspoon of that. And then a teaspoon of honey for sweetness. Ooh, I'm blowing that. Look how it thickened up. You see that? It's just thickened right up. I think it's good to add a splash of water and a little bit of salt. A little salt. Just a splash of water. There we go. I'm not sure that I'm going to dump it on my salad right now. I think I'm going to put it in a container. I forgot. It calls for a little feta. I'm only going to do a little. I don't think it really needs a lot. In fact, I don't really want the big chunks. I'd rather have these little crumbles. There we go. Just a little. It's going to be killer. What a great salad. I'll have a link to all the ingredients and a link to the video that I saw it, and I'll share that below. All right, we've cooked our impossible meat. I'm gonna put half of it into a container for somebody to season up and eat how they'd like later. Then what I'm gonna do with the other half is I'm gonna cook it with this remaining marinara sauce before that goes bad. And then I'm gonna throw in some spinach before that goes bad too. Okay, we are done. I'm just gonna put a couple things away. Let me show you what we have completed. So we made that cowboy caviar, remember that? I did add the jalapeno, so that is in there. Everything is in there, so that is ready and done. I did cook off that impossible meat, and cooked the rest of it in the remaining marinara sauce I had and some of the spinach. So using that up, I've got our salad here, our lentil salad, lentils on the bottom here, and then tomatoes, feta, pickled onions, cucumbers, and then I made that wonderful tahini dressing. So that's going to be our dressing for that. Made my husband a little snack platter, already started nibbling, but it has the sausage and the celery and carrots and some of that hummus, homemade and store-bought mixed together, to use that up. Some of the other prep, I realized that my Brussels sprouts were going bad, so I went ahead and cut those up. We'll roast those. I prepped my salad for Caesar. I might do one of two things. I'll either make a fresh batch of Caesar dressing, or I will make another batch of this, because this is so tasty, and maybe I'll just add the anchovy paste to this and make another batch of this to pour over our romaine lettuce and then sprinkle it with these bacon bits. So we'll get rid of that and that leftover piece of bacon. Then I prepped my grapes and my strawberries, so they're ready for the week, and that does it. So tonight, oh, the other thing, tonight I made, prepped for tonight is our shrimp fajitas. I just had a little leftover rice, so I'm just making sure that goes with that. And then we had some green beans from the garden, so we'll roast that off tonight as well. Very pleased with our day's work, and now we get to enjoy all this goodness. We're now going to make our shrimp fajitas, and I am sauteing the raw shrimp in a cast iron skillet over high heat. I'm going to season it with about a teaspoon of cumin, and then I'm going to season it with a teaspoon of chili powder, as well as a teaspoon each of garlic powder and garlic salt. I'm going to cook my shrimp on both sides, and then I pushed it to the side, so now I'm going to add my vegetables. That's the red onion, the white onion, and the 2 bell peppers. And I did remove my shrimp after a few minutes because I didn't want them to overcook. And now I'm going to focus on the vegetables, adding the same seasoning, so garlic powder, garlic salt, the cumin, and the chili powder. And I'm going to add them and stir the vegetables and get them nice and caramelized. Then I'm going to add back my shrimp, and I'm going to stir it all together just to get it heated through, and this is ready to serve up. I put it in some tortillas, added on top. The cowboy caviar was perfect on this, plus some sour cream. These were so tasty. The family loved them. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you were inspired. If you are, please subscribe and see more videos just like these.